What's good, everybody? Welcome in to the NFL Pregame Show. I'm Rob Trigilio, here as always with the guest of all guests, Mr. Sterling Stirls for the girls. What's good, brother? No, you're not. No, and we're about to fight about it right off the top, bro. Like we're about to have a problem. I do. That's what I do. Yeah. What about it? That's freaking ridiculous. So my guy Stirls starts going through the day on Sunday last week. One, like he's too important to talk to me, which, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You're too important to talk to me. I get it. But then I'm like, all right, whenever you get around to it, bro, I don't want to rush you or anything. But whenever you get around to it, can I get what you did, how you did on your picks today? And the guy's like, I don't even remember what number you sent me, but there was like 15 games there. And I was like, brother, they've only played 12 games so far. So that ain't even possible. That's not even, you couldn't even have that's not even the record you could have had if you wanted to, if you tried. And then I just knew he was just like, oh, I'm just going to throw a number out there so this guy shuts up. And I'm like, okay, I see how it is. Just throwing numbers out there to shut me up. What'd you do, Stirls? Why won't you tell us what you did last week? Let's start there. You went 6-7? Dr. Eagle, what's up? You can't hear Sterling? Is that still true?
What the heck? Dr.
How
Eagle.
How about now, Dr. Eagle? Drop down, get your eagle on.
Dr. Eagle needs to hear me.
6-7, you said?
6-7.
Bro.
Yep.
You got him? Okay, good. He's got you.
Looking to this week, looking to get like a 2-game improvement here at least. Good God.
You know what your boy went here.
What'd you do?
Is that why you were lying on Twitter about what your numbers were?
No, because I have multiple bets in here.
Thank you, Dr. Eagle.
Are big parlays.
Stupid.
So.
No, but yeah. I mean,
I was a loser.
But do you know what I did yesterday?
Well,
or last week, I should say.
What'd you do yesterday, Rob?
Yesterday, I went to a bar by myself.
Wow. Okay, what bar was this?
Do we need to get into this?
There's questions. There's questions.
No, I went to hang out with my boy, who I haven't seen in a real long time. We had dinner. And then, you know her. Our former Bills bartender, Taylor, was working right down the street. So I was like, well,
that is a very worthy cause to go sit at a bar.
That's what I'm saying. And it's one of those, dude, it depends what time you go to the bar, but going to the bar by yourself and being friends with the bartender is either the best night of your life or the worst night of your life.
I mean, anytime you can see Taylor, it's a pretty good night.
You know how I feel about that. Anyway, I went 11-3-1 last week.
Wow.
And I'm not here for your hate, Sterling.
So let's play a game called
Repeat It.
Go against everything that I say this week.
No, the game is, can I repeat those numbers? And the answer is absolutely not. Absolutely not.
11-3. Okay.
11-3-1, and I didn't bet on the Bills. I did, however, say that I wouldn't have picked the Bills, and that was a huge lie, a huge disaster. So
yeah, if you didn't pick them last week, you're definitely not picking them this week.
By the way, because you said it didn't matter, last week there was a tropical storm that rolled through the mid-Atlantic area, and I picked 2 unders because of that in the Bills game and the Ravens game, and guess what hit? 2 unders in the Bills game and the Ravens game. So it was 2 freebies for you, Stirls. You could have gone 13-3-1 if you wanted to count them. You know what I mean?
It didn't matter. The
up to
Bills,
you.
look, the big boys bet the spread, okay? Forget that over
I
under
was
mess.
11-3-1 against the spread. Like, what are you?
So
Who are you
you
trying to talk
you're
smack
just
to?
not placing risky enough bets there, sir.
Who are you trying to talk smack to? I was
When I win big,
11-3-1 against the spread.
when I win, okay, all these thousands and thousands of dollars today.
On your stupid parlays.
Yep. I don't want to hear it.
Bro, you're a disaster. I don't even know what to do with you. All right. Speaking of disasters, I tried to pour my cup of coffee this morning and I over poured it. You ever do that? Where it's
I
like
don't
right
drink
up to the
coffee, so
rim.
no.
I mean, any drink where it's like right up against the rim, and every
No.
time you pick it up, a little bit more of it accidentally goes over the side, and you're like,
Yeah,
"Damn
that's
it!"
wasteful. That's wasteful.
It was terrible. It was the worst day of my life. All right. Feel free to jump in with your fantasy questions, your survivor questions, your betting questions, anything that you want to talk about as it pertains to the NFL or Taylor. We are absolutely here for it. All right, let's start with our first game of the day. And of course, it's our boys, the Buffalo Bills. If you don't know, Sterling and I are fans, but I do the Broncos postgame show, interestingly enough. But the first game of the day might be the most interesting with the Bills and Dolphins. Sterls, why don't you kick us off on this one? What you thinking about this game?
That's unfair for you to do that.
Why? You're the
First
guest.
of all, you can't lead in with the Bills and the Dolphins because you're trying to get me all fired up this morning.
Listen, brother, I just go in order of what's here. Do you want to talk about Falcons Jags
No,
first?
God, no.
This game is so
Let's
terrible.
just get this over with. I don't think the Bills are going to win today.
Oh, why are you doing this to us?
Listen, dude. I'm telling you, man. Look, this is a Sean McDermott game more than, it's like when I look at certain defensive coordinators, certain offensive coordinators, I always look at, like, what does this coach or coordinator bring to the table, right? Like, what kind of advantage? And when I look at Sean McDermott, sometimes it's just like we can't, when it matters the most with the NFL's top offenses, like we don't have games where we just shut people out. Now, I'm not talking about zero score. I'm talking about, like, we just, people like Sam Howell, we're going to destroy every day of the week, right? But more seasoned quarterbacks, I'm not saying the defense gets destroyed, but
what are you saying then?
Lou Anarumo for the Bengals, like, he specializes. I'm gonna shut this area of your game down, and then I'm gonna send all these different kind of exotic blitzes to confuse your quarterback. Bill Belichick, I'm going to out scheme you, right, in my different fronts and alignments, and I'm gonna take away your best receiver or option, right? Sean McDermott doesn't do that. And so in games like this, no Jordan Poyer, it scares me a little. And you know what's crazy about this? Hold on. The Bills are a favorite at home. They're a 2.5, 3-point favorite at home. I would think that the Dolphins would be, I thought maybe they'd be a 2.5, 3-point favorite going in this game.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't even know if I want to bet this game, but I'm going to.
I mean, listen, it's a tough one to pick. I would probably stay off of it just because how hard this game is going to be to pick. I don't think we've seen either of these teams play a really good team. The Bills lost to a really bad team. Maybe not really bad. Bills lost to a bad team. They lost focus. They were ahead in the game. That team lost their quarterback, and they just never put their foot on their throat, and it came back to bite them. All that said, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Sean McDermott can't call defenses.
I didn't say he can't call
defenses.
Get the
F out of here, bro. First of all,
you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
The defense for the last 4 years has been Leslie Frazier, not Sean McDermott.
You don't think he has a say in that?
No. I think he lets, especially a veteran guy like Leslie Frazier, do his thing. And I think there were times where he did put his influence into the defense, and you saw the difference that it made. Absolutely.
Well, guess what? Let me see it today, and then I'll shut
Well,
up about it.
okay, so then let's talk about what we've seen the last couple weeks from him. Go ahead.
Lots of
Go ahead.
lots of
Tell me that
listen,
they don't do things the
lots of
right
zone
way.
coverage, simulated pressures. I like it so far, but we haven't seen a
They're
high
get
octane offense. One
they're
of the
getting
NFL's best offenses, we haven't seen it.
but they're getting home with 4. Now,
Sure.
granted, that stat is a little bit misleading because of the simulated pressures and everything. But they're getting home with 4. And if you can get home with 4, let's talk about what that means for trying to cover an offense like the Dolphins' offense. It means you have 7 guys to cover.
Well, here's the thing, though. You're not going to get home with 4 this week because Tua has one of the quickest releases in the league. Like, how are you going to sack the
That doesn't
quarterback?
matter. I understand what you're saying, but you can get pressure with 4, right? Like, he can't sit back there and hold it.
Sure.
So, quickest releases in the game, I totally agree with you. But what do you need to stop that motion? Like, what is the thing that you, even from an outside perspective, as I don't mean this as an insult, but like as a lay person, as a non-NFL coach, what would you say you would want to stop that motion?
Well, you got 2 really good linebackers in coverage, right?
Bang.
I think that's gonna be. They can set the tone for this game. If the Bills are gonna win it, it starts with Terrell Bernard and Matt Milano. Like them
Absolutely.
in coverage, you not only does the communication have to be good, but you have to be excellent in how you pass Waddle and Hill off in zone coverage.
And that's the
Now,
second thing I was going to say. An incredibly veteran defense that's run this scheme a million times so that they can communicate and know, if you're running a banjo coverage because that motion is coming, okay, Tyreek Hill goes to the outside, Trey White has him. He goes to the inside, Matt Milano has him. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And try to make Tua hold on to the ball for that extra second.
Yeah, Tua right now throws to his first read 80% of the time. Can the Bills take away his first read?
Right.
That's huge.
And what I would tell you want to do to try to accomplish that is, 1, you got to have linebackers that can cover.
Yep.
And they do. And 2, you've got to have a veteran defense that knows the calls inside and out, right? So you can communicate on the fly very quickly without having to say too much. And I think the Bills have both those things. If I was betting this game, I would bet Bills money line. I would not lay the 2.5 points. I think the whole thing is, I think the Bills win this game. I don't think the Dolphins have played a team as good as the Bills yet. But
So
I mean,
you're
we'll have to
going with
see.
the dub.
Yeah, I think they pull it out.
All
right,
first
so we
dub
go
of
from
day.
the
Bills
game
with the
of-
dub.
We go from the game of the day to the toilet bowl. Listen, again, if you have any fantasy questions, anything like that, feel free to drop them in the chat. Let us know what you think of these games as we're going through. Don't be afraid to hop in and tell us what you're thinking. But we're happy to talk about all the NFL games here today. All right. The toilet bowl. This one I have to watch closely because I do the Broncos post-game show for my radio station. Broncos at Bears. Bears getting 3 points as a home dog. You want me to go first? I let you go first last time. I don't.
Yeah, just go for it.
You want me to do this one?
Yeah, you just do it.
Listen. My head says that the Broncos are a much better team. Much better team.
But your
My
heart says something
says
different.
That they're going to find a way to blow this. Because I've just seen them time and time again have opportunities and blow it.
Sure.
And I don't think that team believes right now. I think they are as in a bad of a mental state as you can be in. And that's what happens when somebody drops 70 on you. So getting 3 points at home for a quarterback and a coach who are about to lose their jobs and need to find a win somewhere on the schedule and know that this might be their last place to do it legitimately, like this might be the last spot on their schedule that they can look at and say, we can win that game. I think they come out with an inspired effort. So I'm going to bet the Bears with the points at home, and I can't believe I'm doing that.
Oh, whoa, bro. No, you are not. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? You mean to tell me that you're taking the freaking Bears to beat the Broncos? Have you seen
No,
Justin Fields in that offense?
I'm getting 3 points.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm getting 3 points. Yeah, this is
Nope.
against the spread, bro.
BS.
I'm taking 3 points is what I'm doing.
You don't have enough confidence in the Broncos to cover that spread.
Bro, this game is going to finish like 12-9. That's like
dog.
No, I don't actually think it's going to finish 12-9. I think both these teams are actually going to score a lot in this game. But I'm taking the points.
Lordy, have mercy.
Go on, tell me.
Give me Broncos 3.5. Look, man, the
only
fact
get 3.
that they did get set. You don't tell me what I get.
You only have to lay 3 points.
Listen. Well, according to DraftKings, it's 3.5.
All right. Well,
okay.
BetMGM has it at 3, so I'll give it to you at 3.
3 is
for
fine,
purposes
whatever.
of the show.
Tomato.
The hook matters, bro. The hook matters.
The Broncos are they're gonna win by a touchdown today, and I'm gonna tell you why. You know, Russell Wilson, despite getting a lot of criticism, statistically, he's not bad looking as a quarterback.
Yeah.
I think that this defense has a lot to prove. First of all, last week the game plan was just awful, trying to go man on Tyreek Hill and all these guys, and then switching up your zone concepts, and the linebackers looking just lost in coverage. It was just a bad day. So we'll blame it on the Miami Heat. Okay, no pun intended. We'll just blame it on the scorching heat in Miami. Even if it was a 70-degree day, we're just gonna say it was hot as hell. Okay, and the Broncos were in disarray. Okay. This week they're gonna come back inspired. Russ is gonna have 3 touchdowns. Okay, we're gonna get a couple sacks.
70.
We're gonna get a couple sacks.
70.
And Justin Simmons is gonna get a pick. So Justin Fields.
70.
I know. We're talking about the weather or the score that was
right. Exactly. Well,
dude, when I saw that score, I was like, "What in the holy hell am I looking at?"
Bro, I had to try to figure out what to say after that. Like, I mean, it's unreal.
Well, okay, first of all, what was the reaction with the fans when you're on your radio show? What were they saying?
You know what's amazing about it, and I don't fault Bronco fans for this at all, but apathy. Like they are at the point of, and by the way, that drought feels very similar.
So you should have been able to help last week then.
Well, they don't want to hear that I'm a Bills fan and that I've been there before. Like they don't care about that. But yeah, dude, apathy. Like they are just like, we really have to embark on a complete and total rebuild again if we're going to get anywhere. And
so when did they do the rebuild the first time?
You know, that's a good question. They never really completely tore it down.
Right.
But I mean, there's been times that, I mean, when you go into a season with Trevor Siemian as your starting quarterback, even though he's probably been the best of them, of the quarterbacks that they've had. But yeah, I mean, they do need to tear it completely down. But that's why it feels so similar to this.
Yeah.
Just constantly 7-9 and drafting 10th overall and taking Stephon Gilmore and then letting him leave. You know what I mean? The Broncos feel so similar to what the Bills went through. And I kind of like, you've got a 7th playoff team now, so you don't have to be quite as good to make the playoffs. But, you know, it's going to be another 2 or 3 years before they can get back there, in my estimation. And if that's the case, man, you're going to be looking at a similar type drought to what the Bills went through. You're going to be the team that hasn't made it in the longest. You need to thank your lucky stars that the Jets are not likely to make it this year after losing their guys. So,
yeah, no, I think you got to take your medicine, man, and especially NFL. Like, roster construction is huge, and how you do it is really important. The Broncos are in a great position because it's not their drafting is good. I would say they draft well, right? Um, Middle tier of the
Okay.
league, I'd say. That's
All right.
fair.
All right.
Recent drafts have been, in my opinion, good. Now is the time to start getting assets to just if you're
Yes.
gonna you have to now. You can't have Cortland Sutton, Jerry Judy, Justin Sim. These guys aren't going to be in your future. You got to start getting rid of some of these guys. And there are teams that'll give me Judy in Buffalo for a second round pick. If
Sure.
I'm Brandon Bean, I make that
Sure.
call,
I would
right?
probably offer a third and see if I can get away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
sure.
um but yeah, dude, listen, there's not a lot of guys on that roster that are worth picks, but they need to start ripping it
Yep.
apart. Kazi,
Start
good
calling.
morning. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you jumping in the chat. Feel free to jump in the chat with your fantasy questions, your betting questions, all that good stuff. Me and Sterl sitting going through all the games of the day. We've been through the best one and the worst one, and now we just go through the rest. And I will bet them right here in front of you. This one, man.
So okay, so you took and by the way, official Cozy, he took the Chicago Bears with the
I did.
points.
I did. I took the 3 points.
That's a tragedy right there. But whatever,
It's a
we'll let it
tragedy that
slide.
I feel like that's the right pick. That's the tragedy.
See, even he disagrees with you, right?
Listen, I think the Broncos are absolutely the better team. I just think they find a way to mess this up, even against the Bears.
See, you let your fandom get in the way with the Bills and the Broncos. This is what happens.
No, there's no
Because you took the Washington Commanders last week to cover the
because I
spread.
thought I was going to be. Listen, let's be real honest about that game.
I don't want your excuses.
Hold
I'm
on,
telling
hold
you
on.
what you did.
Hold on. Let's be real honest about that game. What
Sure.
was the score like midway through the third quarter?
16 zip.
Yeah, because the Bills
That's
could
still
not punch it in the end zone.
touchdowns.
It ballooned out and looked ridiculous, but the Commanders plus the points last week was not a crazy bet. It was 16-0, man. Like the Bills could not finish drives, and that's exactly what I thought was going to happen.
What was the final score?
I know it ballooned out of control because Sam Howell's not actually that good, but he might be. Who knows?
But maybe
Gabs,
the
what up?
Broncos have a good day today. That's what I'm counting on. It's
Gabs-
got to get better.
Gabs is with you. She says the Broncos' offense is not bad. They're going to smack the Bears.
Thank you, Gabs. Appreciate you.
Listen, I totally agree with you. The Broncos actually have a decent offense. They've been fine. Like, I've got no issues with anything that you're saying. Their defense had 70 put on them last week.
You can't say that.
70.
It's like saying Voldemort.
They
can't say
scored
Voldemort.
20
You can't say 70 unless you're talking about the weather.
They scored 20 points and lost by 50, Sterls.
I know.
They
I thought
scored
about you the
20
whole time,
points
bro. I was
and
thinking
lost by 50. And
Guess
I
how
just
many
think
times I rewatched that game?
I'm 0.
Twice.
Did you really?
I watched the normal broadcast and then I watched all 22.
Did you see the picture that circulated around the internet of like 7 Broncos lying on the ground as I think it was Achan runs towards the end
on the left side?
Yeah.
It looked like Madden.
It
looked like Madden.
It was the perfect description of that day. Like
Dude.
the missed tackles, the everything. Like it was the perfect description of that day.
I blame it all on Sean Payton because he made those comments about the Nate Hackett. That's who I blame for this. This is your karma as a mother
Coaching karma.
effer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
you just shut the hell up.
Everything in my bones tells me that the Broncos are the better team and should win this game by a lot.
Yeah,
by
sure.
a lot. But home dog, getting 3 points, looking at the schedule, saying this might be the only game we can win this year. I feel like the Broncos are going to mess it up somehow. I don't know how, but they are. And I'm
Can I
sorry.
ask you a question?
I'm sorry,
Can I ask you a
Broncos
question?
fans.
Let me ask you a question. Did you see Caleb Williams yesterday?
Oh, man. Bro, we got other games to talk about.
I know, but we went an hour last week.
It's been 30 minutes and we've done 2 games.
This is good stuff. This is good radio. Okay.
No, listen, he's great, and we're gonna spend another 10 minutes talking about him. Is my only point.
Okay. If you are a Broncos fan and you saw Caleb Williams right down the street, you better do everything within your power to get that guy because he is so good. It's like he's not
I
even
think
trying. He's playing with these people.
I think this is an underrated portion of this whole thing that's going on in Denver right now. I think Sean Payton knows his job is safe. I think he knows if they have a shitty year that the general manager will get fired and he'll have complete control over the organization. I think he knows that if he brings in a guy like Williams and lets him sit on the bench and lets Russ fuck it up and then benches him and starts Caleb Williams midway through the season next year, that he's going to be in a better position than he is now. I think he
Yep.
knows that after next year he can cut Russell Wilson and only take I think it's 38 million is the cap hit next year. Like I think this is an underrated little thing about the toilet bowl that we got going on here. That is Sean Payton, I don't think necessarily cares if he loses all these games. No competitor wants to lose and he'll never say it and all that stuff. But I think it's a little bit underrated.
Yeah. There's a comment from Kazi says, if I was Sean Payton, I would held out for the Vikings. Their coach, they're going to need a coach in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd take the Broncos over the Vikings any day of the week. I mean,
Current
first of all, who
roster
wants to live in
construction?
Minnesota? Who wants to live in Minnesota?
Current roster construction?
Yeah. Give me the Dolphins. I mean, the Broncos roster. Yeah.
Get
You
out.
got Justin Jefferson. You got, a really good rookie
Jordan
wide
Addison.
receiver, right? And you got a good left tackle. Outside of that,
Madison's pretty good.
Madison's not. He's a running back. First of all, he's not that good. He's okay. You can replace him with a 4th-round pick. I mean, be honest, right?
And Kazi makes a good point here. Better division to be against. Patrick Mahomes. And I tried to tell Broncos fans like 5 years ago, your nightmare is just beginning, because I lived in a division with that guy for 20 years. And it's a tough place to be in. It really is.
Yeah.
Because if you look at those 2 Kansas City games every year and say that's 2 losses, guess what? You got 15 games and you got to win 10 of them. Your margin of error just went down.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
All right, let's. Yes, you're right. Caleb Williams is a dude, and anything you can do to get him, including losing to the Bears today, is absolutely something that you should do. All right, Ravens at Browns. Surprisingly, the battle for the lead in the AFC North. I don't think any of us would have said that to start the season, but
Yeah.
Bengals have been struggling. Steelers are oddly the Steelers, but this one is the top of the AFC North right now. Browns and Ravens. For me, I need to see them open up that offense. Gabs says Watson is not playing. Do we know that for sure?
He's probably at the massage parlor,
Oh,
but he's being held.
listen, I got to be honest with you. His play has not been much better than an average NFL quarterback's play. So if we're getting Dorian Thompson-Robinson today, which I heard that was a possibility, he might look better. I got to be completely honest with you. Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to pound the freaking rock with Kareem Hunt and Ford. What's his name?
Jerome Ford.
They're going to pound the freaking rock. And I think that Ravens defense is not great. I think they're just good. I think they're more for that. I say this about the Steelers a lot, but it's not true this year. But like everybody says that defense is good just because of the jersey. Right. Like I think they're just an average to good NFL defense. I don't think they're a great defense by any stretch of the imagination. Browns getting 1.5 points at home. I'll take it. So I'm betting Browns on this.
Yeah, so am I. And here, talk about 2 quarterbacks who got paid who aren't doing shit. Like these guys, look, man, and I know people take up for Lamar Jackson a lot, right? And I'm not a Lamar Jackson hater.
Sounds like you're about to hate on Lamar Jackson.
No, I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm just going to tell the truth. He left a lot on the bone last week. A lot on the bone. That was another game that I watched on the All 22. Man, his decision making in crunch time was one of the things. He had guys wide open, so it's like the offense is open. It's opened up. he ain't seeing it. So on the second hand, I'll give him, benefit of the doubt because it's a new offense.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Can I hop in there and say, hey, listen, we would give any quarterback, the first month of the season to get comfy in a new offense. This is the first time that offense has been opened up for him, like you're talking about, and I think he's going to flourish in it at some point.
Yeah, I want to see him succeed, and I need him to play well. But man, like, first of all, okay, despite what the offensive play call was, when it's fourth quarter and you take a sack on second down
Yeah.
with the minute to play, you can't do. You got to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
Like you had a guy in the flat wide open on that play. But I hope he plays well. Like, and then get rid of Odell Beckham. He's injured. He's injured. Like,
Bro,
dude,
he needs time.
Odell?
Yeah.
What's
You
Odell
don't
need
you
time for?
you don't just come back from that ACL and just you're back to your old self.
Then don't play. I'm
It's the
sick of it.
only way to get back there.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Odell. And not because he didn't come to Buffalo. I was sick of him before that.
That sounds like
I'm sick of Odell.
Sounds like a little scorned lover action there. Gabs is saying that that Shefty has reported an hour ago that is the case. We're getting DTR today. I don't know. I mean, listen, I know it's preseason, but did
Does
you
that
watch him in the
change your mind?
No, did you watch him in the preseason? Kid was good, man. He was at UCLA for like 27 years, and I think he's ready to come out and try being a pro quarterback. So watch that offense operate better with DTR back there. And we can all laugh at them for the contract that they signed. Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh my God, Cleveland, you would be happy, but then you're like, if you're a Browns fan, you're like, what do we do now?
That's right. With my 245 million guaranteed.
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 Mm.
What's up, Caustic? Thanks for jumping in the chat. All right, Bengals at Titans.
Bengals at Titans. Okay.
At first blush. Yeah, this is.
Let's talk about this one.
Yeah, this is.
Okay. First of all, Joe Burrow played on Monday. Like, I didn't expect him to play at all. But he suited up. They got to win, right? Coming in against the Titans, you got a Derrick Henry who vows he's going to be better after his lackluster performance last week. He had 10 carries for 20 yards or something ridiculous like that. Says he's going to be better this week. I just don't think there's a remedy for the Titans to be better. I think their defense is solid, but I think the Bengals, you saw Jamar Chase finally, like we talked about on the show last week, Jamar Chase was eventually going to get off, and he did. And I expect him in this offense to keep humming this week. So I'm going to take give me the Bengals with the points.
They're you would have to lay points. You don't get points if you pick the Bengals. It's not how this works.
You know what I mean.
Read the freaking screen, bro.
2.5. Okay.
So
okay.
you're laying the 2.5.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna actually bet it up and lay 3. Man, listen, I just don't know what to say about the Titans. Like, they always find ways to be in games, and it's incredibly annoying. I don't think that they're any good, but Mike Vrabel just finds ways to keep them in games, keep them relevant, keep them winning. Like, okay, fine. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I just don't think they're actually any good. And they finally got smacked last week. And the only thing you're looking at this game saying is, like, is Joe Burrow actually healthy? Because it hasn't looked like it. That offense was tough to watch, man. It was really hard to watch.
And it's not like they played a good defense.
Right?
Aaron Donald and then a bunch of, who?
And that offensive line got eaten alive. Like, we did a live watch along with it, and that offensive line got eaten alive. Not just by Aaron Donald, by everybody.
Yeah.
There was 3 and 4 guys at the quarterback, and Burrow can't get out of there. So, God, it scares the hell out of me, but I'm going to actually bet it up to -3, and I'll take Bengals -3.
Okay. All right.
Caustic, yeah, we talked about DTR getting the start against the Ravens defense, and we both like the Bengals there. Or the Browns there. So that should tell you what we think of Deshaun Watson.
At least Dorian Thompson Robinson is going to scramble and get out of the pocket, right? Where Watson tries, but it's just he's going to grab your face mask. He's going to kick you in the balls while he's doing it. He might try to grab your leg. I mean, I don't know.
I got no comments on that guy as a person.
Me either. It's
yeah. We can leave it at that. All right, our next game of the day: Rams at Colts. Who knew there would be 3 wins amongst the two teams in this game by the time we got here? But here we are. Rams 1-2 coming in, -1 point against the Colts at home. I haven't seen an Anthony Richardson update. Have you seen an Anthony Richardson update? Is he out?
No, I haven't seen a Shefty tweet about who's inactive today yet. So if you're in the chat and let us know.
I think he's playing, Gab says.
Okay.
God, the Rams should just be better than they are. Well, I mean, God, that's a tough one for me. I'm really struggling with this, Sterls. Do you lean any particular way?
With Richardson playing, I want to pick them so bad, but I got to go with a better quarterback here. And I think Drew, Stafford. I think and Puka Nacua is going to be playing.
Drew Stafford?
I did. Matt. There's white guys. They all got the same damn names. Matt, Andy, Ryan,
Rob,
John. Fucking. Oh man.
Gab says I'm a Colts fan, so I'm real biased on this game, but our D-line against the Rams, O-line, oh boy. Yeah, listen, here's the thing. The Colts have a good roster. Not great, but good. That was a team that you were talking. The reason you kept putting veteran quarterbacks on that roster is because the roster was good, and you thought you could make it to the playoffs and make a run at it. So I still believe in the Colts roster, and the Rams. These teams are like mirror opposites of each other. I guess mirror isn't the right term. They are complete opposites of each other because the Rams have a quarterback and everybody else is young and questionable. And the Colts have a good roster and the quarterback is the question mark. But he looked good. Granted, it was against Houston, but he looked good. And then the first game of the year, he looked decent too. So I'm going to take the Colts and the points.
All right, I'm going to take the Rams here. -1.
Didn't you learn not to bet against me? Wasn't that the lesson of week 1? I'm gonna go 0-13 this week.
You're gonna Sean Payton it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 0-13 this week. All right, Caustic, you like Indy, but I need to know, is that your gut instinct? Because we were talking about you not trusting your gut the other day and questioning yourself and getting yourself into trouble. So I need to know if Indy's your gut instinct, Caustic. What's up, everybody who's jumping in for the first time? Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, both to me and my guy Sterls. We're going through every NFL game of the day, and we're still only along the 11 o'clock games. But we are picking all of them, and I'm not just saying it. I'm putting the bets in as we go. It is putting my money where my mouth is. So I'm, not just speaking out of turn here. I'm trying to actually pick you winners, which I did last week, but I can't promise that I'm going to do this week. All right. Bucks at Saints. Bucks getting 4.5 points on the road. They got absolutely torched against the Eagles. It was tough for me.
Yeah.
But the Saints, without Derek Carr, should be Jameis Winston this week, if I remember right. And they're 4.5 point favorites. Derek Carr is playing. Gab's coming in with the info today.
Gab should be our insider, huh?
Right. I got to look that up because I thought for sure, I know it wasn't as serious as they first thought, but I thought for sure he was going to miss at least a week.
Yeah, the way he was looking, walking off the field, you thought this guy's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you really did think it was a season-ending injury.
Yeah, like
So
he just, I mean, he was in pain, and I mean, I don't know what their, cortisone shot or whatever you call them.
yeah,
He's probably on that.
but I mean, it's
But
his
if he gets
shoulder.
hit,
Yeah,
yeah, if you get hit, like, see, this is where I disagree with it because Jameis is not a bad backup quarterback. Like,
yeah,
put him in
but
the game.
he was not very good
Let Carr
last
heal.
week. He
Yeah,
was not.
but off the bench, no time to prepare, right? Come on.
Gabs, I looked it up too, Gabs, to confirm because I couldn't believe you, but you are absolutely right. He is starting. Listen, I'm taking the 4.5. I think NFL teams, after they put forth a bad effort like they did on Monday night, I don't think the Bucks are that bad of a team. I think the Eagles are just that good of a team. Baker's decent. Got a banged up car. The Saints always play close games. Saints might win, but I don't think they win by more than a field goal. So I'll take the 4.5. I'll bet the Bucks on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on this one. Baker's not playing bad. He's not turning the ball over. I like to see more production out of Rashad White though. He was a guy coming in this season where I thought he could be one of those running backs that kind of pops off. So far, 48 carries, 150 yards. He really hasn't done much. But their defense continues to be good. So I think, banking on the fact that Derek Carr is kind of beat up, I'm gonna go with Baker today. And I hate saying that, but I'm gonna go with Baker.
Be nice to Baker. All right, Commanders and Eagles. Commanders catch an 8.5 on the road. Is it enough, Sturls, for you to pick the Commanders in this one?
Oh no! Now if they were called the Redskins, I'd pick them. But because they're the Commanders, I can't do it today.
That's
I
so
can't.
racist. I can't even tell
It's
you.
not. It's not.
Tell me a football reason why you're not picking the Commanders.
I think the whole Sam Howell thing is cute. I just feel like he ain't it. Um, he holds on to the ball too much, and that you're not gonna fix that. That's a thing that I think he has he could fix that later in the season, right? But right now, man, if you can get home, he's cooked, like we saw with the Bills last week. So
But
the
what
Eagles,
was
we're talking about the Eagles though. The Eagles are so good on that defensive line, right? So where they
what
could just
was
rush four.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What was the key to the Bills confusing him? Get home
Yeah,
with 4.
yeah,
And
and
the
they got
Eagles can
dogs.
absolutely do that. Yeah, their defensive line is so good. So good. So yeah, dude. I mean, I'm 100% with you. It's an easy way to confuse a young quarterback is to get home with 4 and drop back into coverage. So, me personally, I'm gonna lay the 8.5.
Okay.
You?
Yeah, give me the Eagles.
Yeah.
Minus 9.5 on DraftKings here.
All right. Let's see. Vikings at Panthers. The
You talk.
Vikings
This
can't go
game
0 and
sucks.
4, right? The
This
Vikings
game blows.
the Vikings can't go 0 and 4. It's not as bad as the Broncos and Bears.
Man, I like Kirk Cousins as a person.
You do?
I do. He's a little cheesy.
The dude says white bread as it gets. Like
Kirk Thuggins. I'm talking about.
he is wonder white bread
Listen,
all the way.
I'm not talking about Kirk Cousins. I'm talking about Kirk Thuggins.
Oh, whatever, bro.
Give me Kirk Thuggins.
There's no way
With
the
that,
Vikings go 0 and 4, right?
yeah.
And like when you say that, it makes you feel like I should probably pick the Panthers because the Vikings are going to go 0 and 4.
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. I'm not picking the Panthers here. They can't score. They got
I
no
mean,
offense.
is it Andy Dalton today or is it Bryce? I guess
It
that matters. I should look it up.
doesn't matter.
I mean,
Andy Schmandy Bandy Randy. It don't
matters
matter.
matters a little bit.
I don't.
You don't think it matters at all?
No,
Bryce Young's
not
going to
this
start.
week.
Bryce Young's going to start.
Well, they're losing, dude. If
Dr.
you're
Eagle says Panthers fan here. Don't slander us too bad.
oh, I'm
It already
sorry,
hurts
bro.
enough this year.
Not. Look, dude. You should feel a certain type of way today. Like you looking over and just like CJ Stroud. Bryce Young. CJ Stroud's balling.
Bryce
He's
Young,
balling.
I'm not. You're not gonna do that yet. You're not gonna do
Oh,
that.
I
You
am.
can't.
I,
You can't
I
give
am.
up on Bryce Young yet. I
I
won't
didn't
let
say
you.
give
I
up.
won't
I'm not
let
saying
you.
I'm giving up on him. I'm just saying that right now he don't look the part.
Dr.
Just
Eagle
saying.
comes in with I wanted Stroud. Whew. Yes, Bryce Young is starting. Caustic, thank you. Um, Gab says the offense is better with Andy. I don't know that was true. I got to be totally honest with you.
Remember
But
they called him the Red Rifle?
yeah, dude's the Red Rifle, man. It's a great nickname.
It is.
It's an all-time nickname. uh, I'm taking Vikings in the points. I just don't think they can go to 0-4. But the Vikings are one of those franchises that when you say like, there's no way they can go to 0-4, then they go to 0-4, and you're like, oh my god, what is happening to the Vikings? So I would not be surprised if I lost this, but I'm laying the 4.5, and I'm taking the Vikings. What about you?
So am I. So am I.
Just throw the ball to Justin Jefferson every play.
Every time.
You're bound to score some points.
You at least can get 2 touchdowns.
Right? Like, all right, our last 11 o'clock game of the day, Steelers and Texans. You want to talk about booty games.
Oh, yeah. This is one I'm really looking forward to, actually.
Shut up. You're such a liar.
Swear to the Lord, baby, infant, tiny Jesus. I am. Sure am. Let me tell you why.
Yeah, go
'Cause I
ahead,
like
because I'm
CJ
not
Stroud.
talking about it.
Because I like CJ Stroud. And I'm a big fan of, like, I
That
love to
defense
watch young
is gonna
quarterbacks
eat
grow.
him alive. Do you hear
That's
me?
why it's such a. That's
That
why it's such
defense is going to eat
Okay.
him alive.
And you might be right, but guess what? I like to see young quarterbacks like this get that test to see what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is he going to answer that test? How is the offensive coordinator going to, scheme it up to give him time to pass the ball?
He's going to answer that test by eating TJ Watt's face mask, is how he's going to answer that test.
And you might be right. You might be right. And that's made for TV too. But I like what I've seen from CJ Stroud so far. Maybe this is a game where Damian Pierce can get it going. Right?
I hate this game so much.
I know you do because you're
so
hating.
much.
I'm looking forward to this guy. I can't wait to watch it later, but I'm gonna take the Texans here +3.
Would you take them outright?
No, I wouldn't take them outright. I still think the Steelers, like, when are we gonna see a game from Pickett where you're like, damn, like he's got it? Like this.
Gabs,
offense
do not.
struggles.
Hold on. Time out. I have to scold Gabs, who has been great, and we love you, and has given us a ton of good information today, and we appreciate you hanging out and jumping in the chat, and you're one of our favorites. The Steelers' offense is kind of underrated. The Steelers, did you
How?
watch? Have you watched? They played great defenses. They played the Raiders. What are you talking about? That offense is painful to watch. Painful.
Yeah.
And they have so much talent on it too. And I don't
Right.
the problem with Matt Canada sucking as hard as he does is I don't know if he's the problem or Kenny Pickett's the problem.
They're both the problem.
But
They're
you
both the
can't say that. Like, I think
Oh,
you
I
have
can.
to
I
give
just did.
Kenny Pickett a chance with an actual offensive coordinator because Matt Canada has
Let me tell you
sucked
why you don't.
for the past 5 years.
Cody Pickett shows you absolute. Well, first
Kenny.
of all, he's not.
First of all, his
Kenny.
name is Kenny.
God damn it! Today.
You really
when
having a
you're
tough time.
40, you just say stupid shit.
You are really having a tough time today, bro.
God.
Cody Pickett.
K Pickett.
Cody Pickett and Drew Stafford are going to have an epic battle today, man.
K Pickett. Kenny. His name's
Go on.
Kenny.
Yeah, I know you know,
First of all,
but you didn't know.
I did, but I didn't. Listen. First of all, his name's Kenny. Like, if you're not Kenny Rogers, okay, I don't want to hear it. Kenny Pickett. He's not good. There's nothing about his game that says, okay, like, I want to see how you process pre and post snap. Are you able to, go through your reads on a fly. Like there's nothing like that. And Matt Canada doesn't help. He's one of the worst offensive coordinators in the league. He really is. And I don't know why Mike Tomlin loves him so much, but he's bad. Okay. The offensive line at the guard spots, they're not good. So,
Yeah.
Najee, 35 carries, and he only got like 140 yards on the season. Okay. If I told you that Nico Collins had more receptions and yards than George Pickens in 3 weeks, would you believe me?
Yes.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yes, I would, because I think
So
Matt
you like
Canada
Nico
blows.
Collins?
Yes. Yes. I think if CJ Stroud turns into a dude, he will be a dude right along with him.
Nico Collins is one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
University of Michigan guy, right?
I mean,
then he transferred.
That's not a reason to like him.
No, dude, it's a reason to like it. Dude,
No,
he's always
Caustic
he's
will tell you that's not a
always
reason
been-
to like him.
Oh, hey, Costas better not say nothing about Michigan right now.
he was
better-
he was talking smack literally about you and the Wolverines yesterday when we were on.
Yeah,
the,
he better be
the
glad
bus
I
stream.
wasn't in here. He better be glad. You should have called me because I would have came in here and let. I love Cossack, but hey, you better not say shit.
Also,
okay?
shout out to our guy David who is jumping in YouTube. Appreciate you coming in, brother.
Yeah,
Matt
man.
Canada,
What's up?
Matt Canada
anyway,
is booty, but
Matt
go
Canada's
ahead.
trash. Kenny Pickett is trash. It's trash square. I mean, I want a better quarterback.
I just don't know if listen, I don't think Kenny Pickett's any good, but it's hard to tell because I know Matt Canada sucks. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to blame Kenny Pickett because I know Matt Canada is booty. All that said,
he's Cody until he plays well.
all that said, the Texans played too well last week. There's no way they bring back-to-back efforts like that. Like, I just cannot believe it. Until I see D'Amico Ryans put a team out there that puts together back-to-back efforts like that, I'm betting the Steelers. I'm laying the points. They've got so much freaking talent on that offense, and that defense can win a game for them by themselves. Gabs, I think you're crazy to say that they let's see exactly what you said. Underrated. That their offense is underrated. I think you're crazy to say that. Because
we didn't talk about the Falcons and Jaguars right now because that game's playing.
Why? I turned it off. Should I turn it back on?
Well, it's 20-7.
Yeah,
Jaguars.
why would I turn that on?
Just
you want to watch the toy?
You probably would have picked the Falcons to win.
You want to watch the Toy Story version? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, I'm high on the Jaguars, and I have been disappointed in them the first few weeks.
I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna put that shit.
Sounds
on.
like a total disaster. But as we transition to the afternoon games, I'm gonna run some ads here on Twitch real quick to try to turn off the pre-roll. So I'm gonna run 2 minutes of ads, and then we'll be back right after that. If you're watching on YouTube, we're gonna talk to you, David.
I'm gonna put that game.
All right, so this is YouTube, and subscribers are the ones who can still hear us, Sturls, including our guy David, who wants our Bills-Dolphins prediction because he doesn't know that we started the show off with it.
Oh God!
So go ahead and tell David. Go ahead and tell David what a terrible fan you are right now.
Yeah, the fact that you, what kind of friend are you to remind me of this? But my opinion changes by the minute.
No.
Okay.
No. You don't get to flip flop. You don't get to
I
flip.
do.
No, you do not get to flip flop because someone is here watching you now,
sir. No. It's a free country.
No, on this show, you have picked the Dolphins.
What do white folks talk about? My amendment rights. You are infringing on my rights.
Better watch it with that white folks.
I love white people. You know that. I love you. Like. But okay, in my defense, I make fun of everybody. Everybody gets
it.
Dude,
I'm just giving you a hard time. Go ahead and tell it. You got 55 seconds left to tell
Okay, all right, fine. The Bills are going to lose today. They're going to lose. There you have it.
Put it right in the chat. Text them, David. Tell them.
They're going to lose. Sean McDermott, he's going to screw it up for us all.
Of all the people to pick as the reason that the Bills lose this game, Sean McDermott is the craziest answer.
It's not.
It is, bro.
You know,
It is.
ooh, you better hope the Bills win, because if
Go
I come in here next week
go ahead.
and the Dolphins,
Answer that boy right
oh
there.
Lord,
Answer that
Lord.
boy right there. Go ahead.
Okay, okay, okay. Caustic. Okay. All right, fine. Oh, you know what?
Kostic might not be able to hear you right now. Give it 5 more seconds, but David wants to know if
Ooh,
it's close or not.
it'll be close.
All
I
right.
think I think the Bills will
Welcome
lose.
back, everybody who was on the Twitch, who was in a commercial break and unable to listen to Sterling poop all over our Buffalo Bills again. He did want to make sure that our buddy David, who is watching on YouTube, knew that he said that the Bills are booty and will never win another football game. Did you say it was going to be close or no?
It's gonna be close. That's awful. That's an awful representation.
That's exactly what you said. Caustic. Oh,
It's
Caustic
terrible.
could hear you. So go ahead and talk your ish to Caustic right now. You get
Okay,
10 seconds.
first of all, it's saying I'm a Wolverine. You know this, but you listen, sir. You should say nothing about Michigan. That's not congratulatory after the 2 smackdowns they just placed on you. So that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And then you better beat Maryland next week. Next.
Okay.
Because if they lose, I'm caustic. I will find you and I'm calling you.
And what
We're
happened?
gonna chat.
What happens if Ohio State loses? Or not?
What happens if
What happens if Michigan loses?
they're not? They're
That's it.
not.
They're not.
They're not losing.
Great analysis. That's what people tune in for. Jack Daniel, thanks for jumping in the chat. I love you, brother. He was with us for the watch along yesterday too. Appreciate you jumping in for this NFL pregame show. All right, we're moving on to the Raiders and the Chargers.
Showboating.
What's that? Oh,
You said showboating. I didn't start. You started it.
you too. Raiders and the Chargers, the first of our afternoon games. 2 1-2 teams with 2 very different feels. It feels like the Raiders thing is starting to fall apart. Like they just released Chandler Jones. Devontae Adams is getting all in his feels, talking about this is not how we play. This is not how we win. We don't have winning habits. That one feels like it's falling apart a little bit. The Chargers are charging. They're losing games in stupid ways. They're getting injured.
Yeah.
But there's one big difference between these 2 teams. One's got a quarterback. That's all it comes down to for me. What do you like here, Sturls?
Well, Garoppolo's not starting. That's what I do like. I think he's a hot mess. Man, Josh McDaniels in any type of head coaching is just not good. Chandler Jones, I don't know what's going on with his mental, and I hope he gets the help he needs. But
100%, because that seems like a
because
bad
it's sad,
situation.
right? It's sad. But the fact that they don't use Hunter Renfro at all, like, is that like it's because he's not in the mold of he's not in the mold of name any slot receiver the Patriots had under McDaniel's tenure. Like,
but he is in that mold.
He's a good route. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is the reason? Like, he opens up that offense so much, right? Like, Garoppolo is a guy who doesn't throw the ball deep. He wants to be in rhythm, West Coast style, get the ball out quick. You got a guy that is one of the top separators and route runners in the league, and you don't utilize him. It's crazy to me, right?
Yeah.
So Devontae Adams, man, you got to feel sorry for that guy being with the Packers, winning.
I don't feel sorry. No, I don't feel sorry for him at all. He wanted that. He wanted the big contract.
Did he, though?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. He wanted a payday. He wanted to be the highest paid receiver.
Wouldn't you want to be
NFL.
paid?
That's fine. But this is what you get. You sign that contract. Guess what? Here you are. I don't feel bad for him at all, bro. I don't feel bad for him at all.
I like Devontae, so I do.
I like him too. But you chose this. You picked the Raiders, bro. Here you go. Good.
I know.
Congratulations.
I know. But the Raiders are going to lose. And I think it's not close.
Yeah, and I have no problem laying the touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Okay, so we're both on the Chargers
I did not play for Michigan. I am just a fan.
You should say that you did, though. All right, we're both on the Chargers minus a touchdown there. All right.
Yep.
Patriots and Cowboys, for some reason, this is America's game of the week. Don't ask me why.
I'm scared of this game.
Oh, go on.
And the reason why I'm scared of this game is the Cowboys got their butts kicked by the Cardinals last week. But then you look at Belichick and it's like you can never count him out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So, with the spread being 6 points, how much do you trust Belichick or distrust of Dak Prescott? And if I have to go with the two, I'll take Belichick because I feel like at least I can get a more consistency from him. I know what he's gonna do. Dak Prescott, I don't know. I still think the Cowboys will win. I just don't think they'll win by 6.
Okay, let's look here. The New England Patriots have scored 20 versus the Eagles, but I think there was a pick 6 in that. But they scored 20 versus the Eagles, 17 versus the Dolphins, 10 versus the Jets. How many points do you think they're going to score against this Cowboy defense? Even
17.
Without Trayvon Diggs.
15 to 20 points.
No way. No way. No way. I bet you they put up 10. I got no problem laying the touchdown.
Okay, well, we disagree.
Yeah, well, how did that work out for you last week?
Oh, yeah. You and Kostick are buddies, so it's all good.
Hey, no. I'm just asking. Mine's factual. He's just talking smack. He's all in the chat talking smack. But
hey, I can't
mine's
wait till
factual.
we get in November.
How did it go? No, just answer for the people. How did it go when you went against me last week?
No, I got my ass kicked.
Okay, all right.
But you know what? I was for the people, unlike you. You weren't for the people.
What the hell does that mean?
I asked our viewers' opinion on a few games, and that's what I went with. Okay.
Oh, so because you're not strong enough in your own convictions?
What I'm saying is we lost as a team, whether it's you want to be a Lone Ranger, whatever. I'm for the people here.
That sounds very Michigan of you.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I hate you right now. Kostick is still my dog.
All that matters is that we lost as a team. That's all that matters.
Kostick is still my dog, but you...
All that matters is that we lost as a team. Wow. Okay. Patriots barely beat the Jets last week too. New England defense played good against the Eagles and the Dolphins, but I don't know.
And that's why I think they'll hang around because their defense is good.
I don't think their defense is that good. It was Zach Wilson last week.
Christian Gonzalez.
I guess that Dolphins offense is good, but like Christian Gonzalez does look like he's good.
Kyle Duggar, Judon.
Belichick is a great schemer.
Christian
there's
Barmore.
no way around that. But
right.
Love you, David.
It'll be close. I just think it'll be close. I think Cowboys win, but it'll be close.
I just don't think it will be close. All right, Cardinals at the 49ers. You know what? I'll let you start on that. Well, I mean, do you want me to go here? It's up to you.
You know what? I'll go here because. Man, what's the spread on your dating app? I mean,
on my dating app? 0 is my spread on my dating app. There's no spread.
Will he score?
There's no spread. Those legs are closed on the dating app. There's no spread.
Oh my God.
That's a shutout.
Okay. What's the spread? What's the spread on yours?
On my betting app or my dating app? It's Cardinals plus 14.
Okay. We talked about this last week. That is a ginormous spread. Like, there's no way. I gotta take the Cardinals just out of like principle here.
Quote the rule, baby. Quote it. It's my rule. I live by it. Quote it.
You have to a 14-point spread.
Listen, and they've hung.
Vegas is setting you up. They are setting you up to fail.
Yes, they are. And
listen, you up to fail.
Those Cardinals have hung in games, dude. They've been games. So, like, yes, they beat the Cowboys last week. I don't think they come out and beat the Niners. If they do, we're talking totally different about this Cardinal team. And Jonathan Gannon's up for Coach of the Year. But
absolutely,
they hung with the Giants. They hung with the Commanders. They found a way to beat the Cowboys. I mean, if you're giving me 2 full touchdowns, there's no way I'm not taking it.
You know what, though? I agree, man. But it's a division game too, so those games are typically tighter, right? They know what the 49ers are running. This is nothing new to them, right? Josh Dobbs is balling for him, right? For I mean, look, they're gonna have to prove me otherwise. So 14 points, that's a lot, dude.
2 full
Ain't
touchdowns, bro. You don't talk
ain't
like
no
that in
way.
the NFL.
Ain't no way.
You didn't quote the rule, so I'll do it for you. My rule is don't tell another NFL team that they're 2 scores worse than another team. Like, they just don't do it. And you can't do that in the NFL. These are all NFL players. You cannot say you are 2 touchdowns worse than this team. And I think the Niners are great. Great.
Yeah,
That
they're
is a
good.
phenomenal team. 2 touchdowns is too much. I can't do it. Not in the NFL.
Facts. Yeah.
All right. The Taylor Swift Bowl.
Oh, yes.
The only reason that this game getting ratings is because we're talking about Taylor Swift in New York City. I mean, the Chiefs are going to win. We can just skip over that part.
Right.
There's no way the Jets win this game, right?
No. I mean, who's gonna come back from the dead to help them?
Right. I don't even think anybody is dead that
Would
could.
want to.
Yeah, right. There's a couple live guys that might be able to help him. Ain't no dead guys.
I
that can help
mean,
him.
golly, like it's just like, man, it feels like that whole they took Hard Knocks and they said, "I'll raise you one." Rodgers would get hurt in the first drive, and then the shit will hit the fan. Now everybody hates Zach Wilson even more than they already hated him. And then you got Robert Saleh, who they're just riding with him. And I get why. He's just not good. He's not good. The defense is good.
But here's the thing. The Chiefs never cover. It's like their thing that they don't cover. So
and that's why we should pick it today.
Against this defense, I don't know. I mean, their offense looked better last week, but they were playing the Bears. Am I supposed to?
Right.
You know what I mean? Patrick
Right.
Mahomes will figure it out. But do they look more like the Chiefs of the first 2 weeks rather than the Chiefs of last week?
Well, the Taylor Swift effect will play a big
Please
factor
don't include
today.
that in actual game analysis.
Okay, because Travis Kelce's going to be, he's going to be ready. He, they hung out last night, per sources. He going to be ready to play.
Stop.
He going to be ready.
Feeling a little lighter today? Peppy.
I don't know if I would if I was him. Taylor Swift is not like all that to me.
Yeah, but I mean, if he hung out with her last night, dropped a little bit of weight, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You ain't kicking her out of nothing, okay?
I mean,
I know you like white girls.
I'd smash.
Don't you dare.
She's a good-looking woman. She's just not my type. That's all.
Stop it, bro.
Okay, fine.
Billionaire isn't your type.
She not giving me a check.
Stop it. Stop it.
She not giving me a check.
God.
Now, is she gonna buy our new studio, Rob?
I mean, if you put in some work, maybe.
Fine, I guess I'll take it for the team. Move over, Travis.
Right.
Move over.
Are you laying the points or not? You getting us? Yeah, even Caustic's mad at you.
Caustic is always mad at me.
Are you laying the points or not?
I'm taking the Chiefs with the 8.5.
Yeah, I'm laying the 8.5 too. Gab says, I just saw that the Jaguars play in London again next week. Isn't that kind of unfair? Yeah, they're playing the Bills in London next week, and it is totally unfair.
They signed up for that.
Yeah,
They want to be the London poster child.
That's fine, but it's unfair that they don't have to travel to London and the Bills do.
It ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter.
Ooh, that's big talk from a guy who says they're gonna get smoked today and not win another game ever.
Right. So they're gonna lose today, but win next week.
Oh, I don't have the alert up. Shoot, sorry. Let's see. Lil John Dude, thanks for following. Sorry, I don't have the alert on this screen. Damn. You get the sound check and you don't get to know who it is. Lil John gave us a follow. Appreciate that. Like, subscribe, follow. We do this every Sunday before the games. One more to go, Sturls, and then we'll put this on video on demand tomorrow.
All right.
Seahawks and Giants. What you thinking, brother?
Seahawks and Seahawks. Man, the Giants. We know who Daniel Jones is now, which is not very good. He's okay. He's an okay quarterback, but for what they're paying him and what his performance is, and it's not the weapons. It's Daniel Jones, man, and they just aren't good right now. I think they caught fire last year. It was a great story, but they're figured out. And Saquon's injured. I mean, I don't know how much he plays today. If he plays tomorrow, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I don't know. What do you think about it? Because
the Seahawks are super interesting because I think personally that they're not actually that good, and you were saying that about them getting figured out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: Kenneth Walker is that good. I just don't trust that offensive line. Their weapons are great, but I don't trust Geno Smith.
Right.
And so it puts you in a real weird position of like, is Geno's? It's kind of like betting against or for Ryan Fitzpatrick when he was in the league. You know what I mean? Like he's either going to come out and throw for all over the yard for 400 yards and you feel like an idiot because you bet against him, or you bet him and you say he's going to win and then he puts up an actual dud and you're so angry about it. I believe in Brian Dable. I really do. And I think he's going to, with the little mini bye that they had here, you had 10 days off, 11 days off between your Thursday night and Monday night football games. I think he's going to come out with a good plan. Saquon Barkley getting 11 days off, I think, gets him back in the lineup. So I'm going to bet the Giants, and I'm going to forego the plus 1.5 and just bet it at plus 105. I'll bet them money line to win the game.
So you're going to take the Giants?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't need the 1.5. Like, I'll just bet money line.
Well, since I bet money line this whole time, I'm going to stick with it. And I'm going to take the Seahawks, even though they're the away team.
It's not
flying
what the
across
show
the country.
is about, you freaking loser.
You shut your mouth when you talk to me. Okay? I'm sticking with my trend here because last week I mixed it. This week I am betting that I have better results. So give me the Seahawks. First of all, Geno Smith has one of the slowest triggers in the league at 3 seconds.
You love that. You love that stat, bro. That is like your favorite.
Dude, it matters.
Stat.
It matters.
I mean, okay.
You gotta make quick decisions, man.
You're not wrong.
You gotta get rid of the ball.
But
for Tua is one of the best. Geno's one of the worst at holding on to the ball. Right? But I think they're still going to win. I love the fact that they sprinkled in Zach Charbonnet last week. That was a welcome sight. Kenneth Walker had a great game in the run game. They are getting their great linebacker back / safety. I don't even want to call him a safety. But maybe this is the game where Jackson Smith and Jigba pops off. And Geno statistically isn't playing bad. It's four touchdowns, 1 interception. He's 71 of 100 or something like that, what I saw earlier this morning. He's not looking bad. He just doesn't – he's not going to win you a game, right? He's going to manage the game. I think that'll be enough.
How long until the Seahawks start trading these wide receivers? Because there's no point in them paying these guys. They don't throw them the freaking ball. You know what I mean?
Don't.
Well, how long until they start trading one of the? I could use another weapon on the Bills. I'll take any of the 3 of them. You know what I mean?
Of the 3, who would you rather have?
Njigba.
For the Bills.
Njigba.
Yeah, I'll take him too.
Slot guy, absolutely. Bills have been trying to find a guy to fill that slot position for a long time. Gabe Davis is good enough as a second wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. Lockett's speed would be awesome, but I don't know that Dorsey's got the right schemes to take advantage of it, as we're seeing with Deontay Hardy. And DK Metcalf is an absolute man, but I would take Njigba.
Yeah, for sure. Give me Jackson.
Okay, I don't know. I guess I'll just take this down because I gotta. What's the Thursday night game? So we won't see
Thursday
again.
night this week is the Bears and Commanders on Thursday.
That is bad.
Yeah, wolf.
Are you sure about that?
Wolf. We know who's gonna win that game.
Well, I was gonna do a bonus pick since we're not technically on till Sunday morning next week. So we've got 2 games that we can pick here, and just quickly give me your thoughts before we get out of here on both the Bears and Commanders on Thursday night. So actually, why don't we just start with that one? Give me your thoughts on Bears Commanders on Thursday night football.
Right now, the spread is at 4.5. Right now, so
For who's
the
getting
Bears,
four?
the Commanders are minus 4.5.
Okay.
So eventually the Bears will win a game. It just won't be Thursday.
Yeah, it's gonna be on.
It's
gonna be today.
Soon.
It's gonna be today.
Oh God, if that happens, I hope
city's gonna-
Broncos fans just eviscerate you.
I think they'll be happy. I honestly think Bronco fans will be happy
If they
today.
lose.
Yeah.
For
Because we talked about Caleb Williams, brother. Like,
okay,
that puts you in
But that's
firm
not
pole
fair.
position for Caleb Williams.
For people who like roster construction in the draft, makes sense. Totally. I side with you there. Broncos fans aren't on that wavelength though. They haven't tasted enough despair to be. They haven't.
They're tied for the longest playoff drought in the NFL.
Miss me on that, because when you get to the Bills and the drought baby had a driver's license, okay?
I mean, I get it. I'm just saying to you. Yeah, I like
Brian Robinson has to like pop off at some point, right? He's good. They don't use him enough.
They got a ton of weapons on offense, but
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I like Washington in that game too. That disaster of an organization could not put a game plan together in 4 days. The Bears, that is. So I'll take Washington. And then real quick, your thoughts on Sunday morning football, which will likely be going on while we do this. You mind doing the show while we have Bills game on in the background?
Yeah, I can handle it.
All right.
I can handle it because it'll
All
be
right,
like
so-
halftime.
Jags at Bills. What you got?
Bills by a billion. They're gonna destroy the Jaguars. Just from a matchup perspective.
Remember what
Just from a
happened the
matchup
last time the
perspective.
Bills played the Jaguars?
It's a different squad. I just think from a matchup perspective, the Bills pass rush is really gonna prove to be the deciding factor. Like they're gonna handle that line. The Jaguars line is not very good. I feel like Josh Allen, despite that last Monday night game, was awful. He plays well for primetime, and that's a primetime game. I think they're gonna cruise to victory, and I hope Vaughn plays. They're saying he's gonna.
I hope he
practice. I don't
doesn't.
think he will.
I hope he doesn't.
I would love to see him play.
I don't want him getting on a plane, flying across the Atlantic Ocean, playing his first game back from an ACL, and then getting on a plane and flying back across the Atlantic Ocean.
He's
Hard
a pro.
pass on
He'll be
that.
fine.
Hard pass on that.
He'll be all right.
Yeah, I think Buffalo wins that game, but I think Jags are going to make a game of it. It's just I really think the travel matters here, and the fact that Jacksonville gets to just hunker down in London for a week. Like, let's hope they get some digestive issues eating British food. I don't think that's the only thing, you know what I mean? It's a huge advantage that they don't have to fly out there that week. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out. But all right, appreciate everybody for jumping in. Like, subscribe, follow. You know what I mean? Give us a little bit of love. We do this every week. We bet all the games for you. And like I said, I put my money where my mouth is. It's not like I'm just saying things to say things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Brother, I appreciate you jumping in, hanging out with us.
it was fun, man. It's always a good time, man.
I mean,
Now we got to see these Bills lose.
What are
See
you
these
doing?
Bills lose.
What are you doing?
See these Bills.
Ooh, little audio flashback there. What's up? Why you being so negative, bro?
I'm just calling like I see it, man.
Okay, well you got 30
I
minutes.
would love to be wrong.
You got 30 minutes to get positive because game time's just around the corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some shots.
Don't, because I've seen you after you do shots.
But I'm at home.
You'll be calling me like, yo, let's go to the club.
Probably. I don't care if you have to work tomorrow.
I don't care if you're doing the post-game show right now. You meet me out here after. All right. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Thanks for hanging out. And we will see you next week on the NFL Betting Show. Thanks, everybody.